Okay. We are, let's see here, live everywhere. How are you guys? Today I just stuffed my belly. How are all of you? Let's say hello to all of you. Real quick. Okay. Ooh. Well, you can definitely hear me loud and clear, but what's new, right? What is new? Tell me where you are tuning in from in the comments section. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. I love when I see my clients on here. Before I get started, someone wants to send their sincere thank yous to all of you on TikTok, all of you on Instagram, all of you on YouTube, which I don't think I shared there, and all of you on Facebook. Maverick, where you at, buddy? Let's say thank you to everyone. Where you at? Hi, honey. Hi, bud. Hi. Oh. Okay. So Lewis is at my feet, but Maverick is doing so much better. He's a big boy. So we want to sincerely thank all of you who reached out, who emailed, who called, who texted. Specifically, I have a couple friends that really helped out in more ways than one, just support over the phone, offering to send support. My friend JD, my dear soulmate friend, my friend Richard, and my friend Dave and his beautiful fitness model girlfriend, his fitness model roommate. You guys in particular, Deborah for reaching out constantly, Connie, I saw your hearts and everything like that. Really were there for Maverick and Lewis and I. Those of you who don't know, who didn't see my post, my dog ate a poisonous seed from a sago palm tree. And I knew he had done it, and I thought I got it out of his mouth, and apparently I didn't. And so then I found him on my bedroom floor in the closet. He was vomiting and he was very lethargic, and he actually couldn't walk, which was a little shocking to me. So I rushed him to the emergency vet, and they fixed him right up. He's on a lot of medicine, but with a lot of money spent, a lot of care, and a lot of love, he's going to be okay. And now I'm fully aware of every poisonous plant in the desert now. So let's just clear that energy. And I just wanted to, special thank you to my friend JD, my friend Richard, Dave, and your beautiful roommate. Dave was my best friend in California. He lived down the street, and he did everything from fix broken toilets to gave me a shoulder to cry on over boyfriends. Dave is like my BFF. So, and he's real private. He's a chiropractor, so we don't want to say much else. But, Richard, JD, all of you, thank you so much. So you guys, let's get into today's Tasty Tuesdays for all of you. I thought it would be a really good time to answer a few questions, but also to talk about something that is really important to me, and that's food combining. Hang on one sec. You okay, bud? Come here, sweetie. So before we get started, I did grab one of my singing bowls. I actually grabbed the heart chakra singing bowl. So green represents self-confidence. It also represents the heart. So I thought, bringing one of the smaller ones in just to kind of clear the energy, because we all are in a new cycle right now and it feels so cleansing, would be a great way to start this live. And then I'm going to get into sharing a few things with all of you, and then the importance of food combining to elevate your vibrational frequency. So let's get started. And even the singing bowl will definitely elevate your vibrational frequency. And that's what it's all about. You know, a lot of people are talking about, oh, we're stepping into a new earth and it's a new paradigm. And we are, in a sense, creating a new world. But that world can be for good or it can be for evil. And so what we want to do is elevate our own consciousness and the consciousness of the collective, so we're all out for the highest good of everyone, not just ourselves. So that's what this is about. So let's start by opening up the heart chakra and doing, thank you for the compliments. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Someone on Facebook says, you're so perfect. You look like a filter. And you can't even do a filter when you're on a computer like this. So thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's start. So green represents the heart, self-confidence, and the opening of the heart chakra. I'm also going to do a quick announcement. Even I feel like my shoulder blades went from being earrings to dropping into their natural state just with that vibrational frequency. I'm also going to pull one card from my new Oracle deck, The Lessons of the Mystical Muse, before we get started, to see where we are as a collective today. Now, the Lessons of the Mystical Muse, along with Eat Right for your Zodiac, you can actually get this on Amazon. You can get it at my shop at andreacox.com. You can no longer get it on Barnes & Noble. It did sell out twice, so I'm super happy about that. It is a plant-based recipe book. It has over 155 pages of plant-based recipes by me. Also, people like Jason Andrew Robel, who had a show on the cooking channel. He's got a recipe in here. Steve Adler, who owns Sacred Chocolate with David Wolf, he's got a recipe in here. So definitely check that out. And let's pull, I love that you are being called to go vegan is on the top. So I kind of feel like we should just leave it at that. I kind of feel like we should just leave it at that. You are being called to go vegan. Also, the lone coyote wanted to come out quite a few times. Let's pull a random one. So gut health. We got the gut health card, and I love that. So they've got some kimchi, some sauerkraut, some pickles on the counter, and there are a couple making food. The gut health card was very important for me to include in the deck because I do have my own line of pre and probiotics called Smiling Gut. You can also find those on andreacox.com. But nothing will heal the deck more, will heal your gut more rather than cleaning out your gut. And we do this by food combining. So what is food combining? Food combining is an old, ancient natural hygiene principle that is all about eating certain foods with other groups of foods in order to optimize digestion. Why? Because certain foods require different enzymes in order to digest. So if we look at things like fruit, so we have this grapefruit right here, or bananas, or anything of that nature, you're much better off eating an entire bowl of fruit, either a mono fruit meal like this, or several different kinds of fruits combined, although there are different groups of fruits as well, such as acid, subacid, sweet, sour, etc. But sticking to the basics of food combining, fruit, we have a rule, and it's eat it alone or leave it alone. So when it comes to eating fruit, you really want to eat fruit by itself on a very empty stomach. Now, what are some other rules of food combining as Maverick goes after the Amazon guy? Well, you never want to drink with your meals. Why? Because drinking actually dilutes the digestive enzymes in the system. So we want to keep our liquids, even water, 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after our food intake. Hang on one sec, you guys. You're okay. So the first two rules of food combining are actually very simple. And you guys can get food combining charts all over the internet. The first rule is fruit, you want to eat it alone or leave it alone. Second rule is don't drink around meals. So we don't drink liquids with our food. Why? Because it dilutes the digestive enzymes. Now, the third is actually a really good rule. I've got different varieties of potatoes here. I've got sweet potatoes, yams. I love these. They're so good for a woman's hormones. I've got some new potatoes that are sprouting on purpose because I'm going to plant them in the garden. And I've just got some white potatoes that I'm going to make some hash browns out of. Now, when it comes to starches like these, let's pull in one other rule. One other thing you want to remember is foods like tomatoes and foods like avocados are actually a fruit, not a vegetable. Okay, so any seed-bearing plant is a fruit, not a vegetable. And I know this may sound basic to a lot of you, but you would be shocked at how many people don't combine their food properly and end up with a distended belly, uncomfortable, gassy, bloated, etc., right? So these combine with leafy greens. They combine well with starches. So it's kind of like a funky food. They can combine with a lot of things. So when it comes with starches, one of the main things you want to remember is you want to keep your starches away. Excuse my hair. I haven't had a chance to wash my hair since this weekend's fiasco. You want to make sure that you eat your starches with fat and greens and not protein, right? So when I was a fitness model, I would always have a starch, a protein, and a vegetable on a plate. And I looked great, but I always felt gassy and bloated. That's because protein and starches require different enzymes in order to digest properly. So you really want to pair things like starches with healthy fats, such as avocados. You want to really stay away from overt fats. And what do I mean by overt fats? The vegetable oils, the seed oils, those are cancer causing. So, when we think of fats, we want to stick with, for example, instead of olive oil, we want to stick with the olives. Instead of avocado oil, we want to stick with the avocado. Instead of coconut oil, we want to stick with the actual coconut, right? So starches, you definitely want to eat with healthy, non-overt fats. You want to eat them with a ton of leafy greens. And we also want to remember some foods that actually are a vegetable in their raw state. For example, corn is a vegetable in its raw state. Beets are a vegetable in its raw state. So if you're eating, pickled beets or raw corn in a salad, it can combine with fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, greens. But once we cook them, it changes their molecular structure and they become a starch, right? So we want to keep those types of foods in mind when food combining. I feel like Twisted Sister got a new band member and it's me today. I just have not had time to tame the mane, okay? So that's another thing we want to be mindful of. Now, if you have any weight issues, whatever, food combining will get it off lickety split. In fact, I often miss food combine in order to keep weight on me. I'm very, very tiny, even though I'm very tall. So in order to keep weight on me, I will miss food combine. So that's a great tip. So when it comes to proteins, such as animal proteins, which I don't recommend anyone eats, but if you still are, stick with the dark leafy greens and the proteins. We don't need a starch, a protein, there's a reason. Thank you for all the hearts, you guys. Thank you for all the love. There's a reason why. Thank you, Jerry, Audra, Belinda, Sabrina, Raven, Tara, Ronnie. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Shay, David, Ed, Sandy. Michael says he's from heaven. Maria, Stephanie, tell me where you're tuning in from. So there's a reason why when people eat, a big meal at Thanksgiving, they feel instantly stuffed and tired. And that reason is because it's all these different food, they're eating their yam salad, their corn casserole, their green bean casserole, their veggies, their turkey, their sweets, and they're just stuffing themselves and they feel miserable and they're tired. And that's okay on certain occasions. But you want to really be mindful in everyday life. Now, why? So being mindful of what I say on social media, of course, because, we know how social media is these days. When there's fermentation in the gut, things can build up. And that's when degenerative diseases and things like that happen. So if we think of the gut as a pull-out trash can, and this is how my teacher taught me like 15 years ago, and you have a chicken salad for lunch and you close that pull-out trash can and you come back like an hour later and you just have a simple apple and you put that in the trash can and you close it. You come back a few hours later for dinner and you open that and it smells and it's fermenting. That is your gut. That's your gut. So, it's mindfulness. It's using mindfulness. It's not reaching for everything at once. It's preparing meals with food combining in mind. So I know food combining like the back of my hand, but years ago when I ran, or when I was learning, I had a food combining chart on the inside of my cabinet door and went by it. So, there's no shame in that game. And when people would come to my detox retreats, those of you who don't know, I ran detox retreats for 10 years at the #1 health spa in the country in Southern California. They would get a laminated food combining chart as part of their gift box, because that's how much I believe in alkaline food and food combining and, veganism and things of that nature. So, I wanted to share this with you. And, okay, let's see one thing real quick. Hello in Arizona. That's where I'm at as well. Thank you for all the gifts on there. I really appreciate that. So, when it comes to food combining, learn the basics, because once you learn the basics, you'll be able to really slim down. You'll be able to really control your appetite. Your bowel movements will get very bountiful. And those of you who don't know, I love talking about poo. I have a video on Instagram. I think it's up to like 50,000 views on poo. It's very important. What goes in must come out. And if it's not, if you're miscombining all these foods, then, you're going to get constipated. You're going to have the big belly. You're going to be walking around looking preggo. And, no one wants to feel sick and unhealthy. It's about our quality of life. It's really not about the length of life, that we're here. It's about our quality. Are we huffing and puffing when we go upstairs? Are we able to take a walk around the block and still feel good? That's about, what all this is about here. So in order to raise your vibrational frequency, we have to feel good in the body, right? We have to feel balanced in our body. And health really does start in the gut, right? There is more serotonin that runs up here than there is here. So there is a gut-brain connection. So we don't feel happy, we feel depressed, we feel sad, we feel moody when this isn't happy. So that's why these types of things are vitally, vitally important, folks. And that's why I'm sharing food combining with you today. Now, if you want further help, you can hop on over to AndreaCox.com. We're doing a lot of work on the website over the next 3 months, brand new website. So, I don't know what you'll get on any given day, but I know they're working on it now, so it's quite slow. But you can check out the holistic wellness coaching, the consultations, just hit the drop-down menu. And I will see you back here tomorrow. I'm going to do a live oracle reading with my new deck, The Lessons of the Mystical Muse. And you guys, my birthday is 7 days away. So a lot of you ask me, Andrea, how can I get started on this path to spirituality, to wellness, to cleansing on a cellular level? Start with the book and with the deck. Those are the best routes to go. I'll share the link in the comments section below to the Shopify store so you don't have to go all through the website. Start with the book and the deck. I have 3 Shopify stores and 3 websites. So so that's it. And that's all. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Tasty Tuesdays. I hope you guys have a better grasp on how to food combine. And if you have any question, post them in the comments below, and I will definitely, I shared how he was in the beginning. I will definitely answer them tonight. Welcome in Australia. Welcome in New Hampshire. Thank you for the hearts and the likes, you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, that's it and that's all. I love you guys so much. Be well. Bye. You guys were such good boys. Yes. You guys are such good boys.